And it's Wednesday. It is Sweep the League night. We're just taking over the podcast world on Wednesday nights. So if you're looking for something to listen to, it is Sweep the League podcast. Rudy, The Rock, Mark, or Stats, as he likes to be called, Shemaya making this whole thing go in the background. Derek Gervin, he's got a lot of basketball stuff going on. Team Gervin has a lot of tournaments, so he's way deep into practice with those guys, so getting them ready for the weekend tournaments. It is Sweep the League again. This is going to be our NBA Finals edition. Got a little bit of Spurs cheeseman we're going to get into, but we're going to keep it short and simple. Rock likes the short and the stumpy girls. Is that what it is, Rock? Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, of course. Why not? You know,
the short and stumpy. Now, okay, so we're not there's no fat shaming. Stumpy's not fat shaming at all. I mean, I'm fat. I used to say I'm big bone, but I'm just plain old fat.
No, Rudy, you're not fat, man.
No, I am. I am, because even though I've lost weight, it sucks. I wake up in the morning, I go into the shower, take a shower, get out, the mirror's there. I wipe the steam off the mirror, and I still got those orangutan tits just hanging and dangling down, and I just can't deal with it anymore. So I've got to go to Schlitterbahn this Saturday. So I'm going to be shirtless, I thought, but after seeing that National Geographic picture in the mirror this morning, I'm definitely going to go get me a tank top to go with the swim shorts that I've got. So, but enough of the, like I said, the National Geographic stuff. How you guys doing? Rock, are you okay? Because you sent me a video of you bowling, trying to get recruited to the PBA tour, which I've bowled on the regional tour. I've been to a couple of actual PBA events, but you got one strike. You think one strike's going to get you anywhere in the world of bowling?
Yeah, of course. But I mean, before I go on about my, soon to be famous professional career, I think you should go shirtless. To me, who gives a fuck of what you're wearing? As long as you feel good in your body. I mean, maybe you do, maybe you don't, but as long as you're healthy, that's all.
I'm healthy, but
yeah, exactly. That's what also matters.
Okay, so I'm married. I definitely am married, happily married, got a kid. So I really don't have to impress girls.
Yeah.
But it's the same. It's like the concept in your head, like, oh, yeah. You want to go to a water park.
Yeah.
You don't want your titties flapping in the water. I don't want that at all.
And I don't blame you, man. I used to, be, as they say, fat. And when I was probably from 12 to 16, and when I go to the pool, I would just keep my shirt on. Now, like, I guess you can say I'm stocky, but I'm not like, six pack, looking like Zac Efron, more kind of like, just a stocky guy has like a little bit of dad stomach in a way, but it's just like when I take off my shirt, I'm like, I don't care. It's like I'm only going to for a couple hours,
I was about to ask you, what kind of six pack are you talking? Like a six pack of Coors or a six pack of Muscle?
It's like a six pack of Mr. Pibb, I think is what it is.
No. A six pack of Dos Equis, man. That's what it's looking at.
Yeah, a little bit of lime on there. There you go.
Yeah, with some chamoy and tahini. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, so you just mentioned beer real quick. I actually tried Yingling Flight last night.
Yeah.
And I've been drinking. Okay, so I've been drinking Ultra because it's like 94 calories, and I found out that Flight is the same amount of calories. Holy balls, man. Flight is amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Compared to Ultra, I mean, Flight just goes down so much smoother. I was befuddled when I drank it. I mean, that's definitely another beer.
Yeah. Have you tried Troy Aikman's beer?
Dude,
I have not.
It's actually pretty good.
Okay, so because I've been talking about my orangutan tits, but I'm also talking about calories over here because I got to lose more weight. But what's the calorie on the Aikman beer? Is it?
It's like 90, right, Rocky?
Yeah, it's like 90. It's like the same as Michelob, and it has the same crisp taste. I mean, I enjoyed it when I had it. So yeah, I mean, I don't
perfect for a summer evening, man.
Yeah, because I don't have the body of Mark or Shemaya. I mean, you and I, Rock, we've got the stockiness, the stumpiness. We've got the log body. But when you look at Shemaya and Stats, I mean, I'm willing to bet you. I know Shemaya. Shemaya's probably got the body of Zeus, and he just doesn't want to say anything.
Shemaiah's a stud, man.
Yeah, Shemaiah's definitely
compared to all of us.
Stats, on the other hand, I'm gonna say, we've worked with Stats for a while. I bet you Stats could pull all the women in at Schlitterbahn if he went shirtless. I think he's got more than a six pack. What do you think?
Y'all are being too kind, man.
Washboard abs? Is that what it is? Is that what you guys call it?
That's why he wore big clothes to the studio all the time. You don't want to show off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I hope so. Shemaiah's probably going, man, this is going way off the rails. We got to get back into some NBA talk.
This is the heart of Sweep the League, man.
Oh, yeah, this definitely is. All right, so we're going to get an NBA talk.
Hey, hold on.
Oh, here we go. I knew it.
Here we go.
What do you got?
Man, I'm a skeleton. I'm on the scene, bro.
I see.
Shemaiah's a corpse.
You talk about a hard body.
Oh man,
mess around, get shanked with my skeleton.
Oh man!
If Shemaiah gives you a hug, you're gonna get poked, man.
Oh my god! Well, I know. Okay, so for June 11th, we've got the barbecue cook-off. I'm going to get you guys to go out there if y'all want to go out there. Sweep the League is going to be going out there. We'll be representing with Bexar County Cookers. We took 2 trophies last year, 2 second places. We're going for first place this year. I'll be out there. Rock and Stats, Shemaiah, even Derek. Derek's going to be a judge, so he's going to be out there. So hopefully all of us will be out there just chilling. You want to stop by, swing by, say hi. Grab a picture with the Zeus himself, Shemaiah Reed, Mr. I Am Refocus there, Stats as well. I mean, Baller Boys podcast, and everybody knows The Rock. So the one man that got slapped by Thunder Rosa, that was.
I let her do that, and I let her pull up my shirt. I didn't mind people seeing my body.
So, yeah.
Hey man, you got slapped by the current AEW Women's World Champion.
I can put that on my resume.
See, you need to put that on your Twitter resume and every resume. You got slapped by the AEW World Champ, a Women's World Champ. The stats is right. Wow. Okay. Anyway, all right. Speaking of champions, man, we're about to crown a champion in the NBA. We're heading into Game 1 tomorrow. We're gonna just fly right into it. I want to know who you're taking. And I want to know who you think the MVP of this series is. So I'm not even going to go first, man. I want one of you guys. I'm going to flip a coin. The coin says Stats. I want Stats. Stats gets into the numbers. He gets into the thick of things. Rock gives you that, that cutting edge. I come in and I squash all the bullshit and I give you the right answers. So we're going to get Shemaiah's too. Stats. You got Boston. You've got Golden State. Golden State can shoot the lights out. Boston is a very good defensive team. Plus, they got 2 scorers that can match up with Steph and Clay. Is this a 7-game series? What do you see for this NBA Finals coming up?
And I think we're going 7 here. I think we're going 7, and I think Boston's going to take it.
You're going for the Boston bandwagon now. You're jumping on the Boston bandwagon with me.
It's a rather ravishing choice.
It's a ravishing choice. I got plenty of. It don't matter, man. I got plenty of room. I bought the entire train for all you Boston people that want to jump on. So
I mean, I didn't have a horse in this race because my pick. I mean, technically, at the beginning of the season, we all had very different picks. Like, going back to when Sweep the League was on radio. So,
yeah,
we're starting fresh right now. If you ask me what I wanted to choose between these 2 teams, I'm going to go with Boston, man.
I can't remember because I think I took.
You changed.
You had the Suns.
No, I had the Suns. I either had the Suns and I had the Suns and Bucks in the finals again. And I took the Suns.
I had Warriors.
Yeah, that's still better than mine. I had Lakers and Bucks.
Rock had the Warriors, right? He did have the Warriors. So one of his teams is in there. Too bad they're not going to win. But one of the teams is still
who did you have, Shemaiah? The Pistons and the Warriors? Or
Shemaiah. Wow.
I'm sorry. I don't kiss butt on this podcast.
We don't need any of that, man. There's no ass kissing here at all, man. At all. So Mark's going on the bandwagon. Mark's pulled up to row 1, seat 2, right next to me on that bandwagon, that Boston bandwagon. If Rock is, what do you got?
Yeah, no. I was just gonna say real quick before we go. Main reason is like the Warriors, they look daunting on paper and they have a lot of talent on offense. They're a good defensive team too. Both of these teams are the top two offensive and defensive teams in the playoffs so far. Like, I mean, even dating all the way back to when the playoffs started. So it's rather impressive that both of them made it to the finals. But I think Boston's defense is going to suffocate the Warriors.
Wait, does Mark have a twin? Does Mark have a twin? Because there was another podcast. I heard a different answer.
Oh, what podcast is that?
Are we talking?
Oh, no, you got to Google it, man.
Well,
Because I'm hearing two different
Boys.
answers.
We're talking about the Baller Bowl. Well,
Are we talking about
for those of y'all who are listening, there's only
Split
one
personalities,
way to
man.
find out. There's only one way to find out. I guess you could go take a listen to the Baller Boys podcast.
Yeah, Baller Boys podcast. That is Stats and Shemaya's right there. Rock and I have been a guest on there. The absolute best basketball podcast out there. Go take a listen, 100%. And you can see if Stats is playing yo-yo, going back and forth, up and down with these teams. I mean, he swore earlier that the Spurs were going to come out of that play-in game and be the champions. I remember that hands down. I remember that.
Yeah, that is true. But that's all I got. Big Rock, man. I know you got a lot to say about this series.
Yeah, right. Steph's going to shoot the lights out. Clay's going to shoot the lights out. Draymond Green's going to do a line of coke and be the man he is. What do you have, Rock?
No, I mean this series is going to be really interesting. I know although I did pick the Heat, and you were right about Celtics winning, it's very exciting. This matchup is going to be a real fresh matchup, and I understand that people are like, "Well, I don't like seeing the Warriors go to the finals." It's like, well, stop them. They're so great, and a lot of fans hate it when the Spurs are making to the finals. But I mean, the Warriors are just on a tear right now. But this series is going to be the hardest for them. It was kind of the Warriors' death wish. Or worse, like kryptonite, because if they would have played the Heat, they would have gone 5, maybe 6, just because Jimmy Butler. But this is going 7, and although it's going to be close, I'm still riding with the Warriors. I think you had mentioned regarding MVP who I would choose. It's kind of tough to choose because I mean, there's going to be that big narrative that Steph's never won a Finals MVP. So could this be the year if they pull it out? But I mean, because of right now, the final MVP odds have him plus 110, and the second best odds are Jason Tatum 175. But a lot of people are kind of writing, what if Klay Thompson gets high? He's at a plus 1400. So could this be the year that Steph kind of changes that narrative of him getting the Finals MVP is going to be interesting? I mean, people bring back the fact that AD won it, KD won it. So I think it's going to be a really good series, but I'm still riding with the Warriors, man.
I see the Warriors having a good legitimate chance. I mean, I do. I can't say I'm riding with Boston, but I do see the Warriors having a legit chance of winning. But they're going to have to shoot the lights out, and they're going to have to put up some points.
Yeah, 100%.
I see where I look at it is that difference maker. I mean, if Al Horford is playing the way he's been playing, Boston's going to be unbeatable. I'll give you that much. But the one guy for Boston who I think is extremely, extremely important is Derek White.
Oh, 100%.
And I'm going to tell you why, because Marcus Smart's going to get down and dirty. He's going to defend. He's going to defend his ass off. But when you have seen, because we've all seen Derek White in San Antonio, if he brings that same defensive presence to Boston's second string, it's going to be real tough for the Warriors. The Warriors are going to have a really tough time scoring, in my opinion. I like Jordan Poole in this matchup here. I really like Jordan Poole. I think if Golden State has an opportunity to become champions, Jordan Poole is going to be that guy. I really, really feel Jordan Poole is going to be the difference maker. I'm taking Boston. I'm not switching. I'm taking Boston. Actually, I'm taking Boston in 6. I don't think it's going to go 7.
So, hey, Rudy, can I throw something in?
Sure.
About Derek White. So while we're on the topic of Derek White, so according to StatMuse, during the Heat series, when Derek White was defending Lowry, Strus, Oladipo, and Robinson, out of 188 possessions, he only allowed 9 points on 3 of 28 field goal percent shooting, 1 of 14 from 3, so 7% field goal shooting from 3, 7 turnovers he caused, and 6 blocked shots and 0 shooting fouls. Derek White has been a beast on the defensive end.
Exactly. That's the key for Boston. Derek White's going to be the key. And if he doesn't even have to have a massively great series. He just has to be productive and score, the 10 to 12 points a game, get a couple of charges, make it difficult for the Warriors. Where I feel the Warriors are going to be in trouble, I'm going to say Draymond Green, man. I have a feeling that Boston's going to be able to get into his head. He's probably not going to get some calls. The Warriors are going to be a little frustrated. I feel with the stage being so big with the finals that I think Draymond's emotions are not going to be in check for a game or two, and it's going to really affect the Warriors this time around. Give me Boston in 6. My MVP for this series, you got to go with Tatum, man. He's been on a whole nother level. If you want to give me a surprise MVP pick, I like Al Horford. I think Horford can be a true baller in this. But Tatum's going to just take it to a whole new level. Ever since that trade for Derek White, Boston's been on a whole new world, man. They've been playing out of their minds. So Boston in 6, Derek White's going to be productive. Tatum's going to go off, and we won't see the Warriors win this title, which means that KD is still safe, I guess, because if the Warriors win without KD, like I said last week, and I think Shemaya agreed too, it does diminish his titles. It makes it look less valuable, in my opinion. It just, hey, he jumped on the bandwagon, and that's all it was.
Now, Rudy, you say Al Horford as a super pick. Are you willing to bet on Al Horford $100? Are you willing to bet on him as your MVP pick? Because he's a plus 10,000 right now.
Wow, $100 bet. And he's plus 10,000?
Yeah, plus 10,000, and Derek White's plus 15,000.
I would probably, for $100, I would probably put Al Horford. I would try to make that bet. Who are they going to stop him? Draymond Green is going to defend Al Horford.
Yeah.
So that's a gimme. But can Draymond really? Okay, so I'm asking a stupid question. We saw what Draymond did to Jokic, and Jokic is, night and day, leaps and bounds better than Horford. Mm-hmm. But Jokic and the Nuggets didn't have that extra scores like Brown and Tatum. So I feel it'll open up Horford a little bit more. For $100 at 10,000 to 1 odds, I would take a chance at it. I think he's going to have a good series. And like I said, he could be the guy to get the MVPs, Andre Iguodala style. When Iguodala won it for the Warriors that 1 year, you never know. So I would probably put $100. Now I'm going to have to do a lot of only fan pictures to get that $100, but hey, it's whatever, man. It's whatever.
So all I know is when you win, Rudy, you're gonna be gone in San Antonio. We're never gonna hear from you again.
No, I'll still be here. I got a wife and kid, man. That money will be gone in like 2 days.
Right. But before we move on, like Rudy, you mentioned like Al Horford, and like we haven't even mentioned, like we talked about Derek White, but we haven't even mentioned guys like Pritchard and Grant Williams. How pivotal that those guys, especially Grant Williams, he's really come out and really shown what he can do on the offense and the defense. He just had a 30-point game in the Heat series, I think, or the series before that. So the guy can light it up from 3. And we mentioned a little bit about Marcus Smart, but he's a defensive maestro, defensive player of the year. He's going to hound Curry. And then when he's not on him, they're probably going to have White hounding him too. And White's been really good off of screens and off ball defense. And Curry's going to have a tough time. And that's excluding the fact that Horford and Rob Williams are going to provide size on the inside. And Kevon Looney is exhausted after 25 minutes of play. So when the Warriors have to go small, Wiggins is going to have to drive in the paint to get, Poole or Clay, kick the ball out to them to get shots. And if you got Smart and White hounding the other guys, man, Poole's going to have to show up, like you mentioned, Rudy.
Grant Williams is their Draymond Green, basically.
Yeah. He really is. He did a great job on Giannis.
And that's where I'm looking at. So you're going to start with what? Tatum, Smart. Normally it'd be what? Tatum, Smart, Brown, Horford, Grant Williams, or Robert Williams? Who would you think they put in there? I would probably
think it's Grant, right?
I would probably put Grant in there.
Yeah, I think the last time they started with Robert and Al, if I'm not mistaken. But you probably put Grant just to stretch the floor.
Yeah, because Derek is their 6th man.
Yeah. Wow. So if you go with Grant Williams, then technically you're going to have to put Draymond on Grant because Horford's going to have to be guarded by Looney. Now, you mean to tell me Looney's going to make a huge difference against Horford? I mean, he's had an okay playoffs. Not okay, but he's had good playoffs. But, I mean, to go against Horford, have the Warriors even played anybody with a legit center?
Oh man, I don't know, but like again, like the thing that sticks out to me about Boston is just how much of a variety of defensive pieces that team has all across the board, like from top to bottom. They have so many defensive like burdens that can like really give problems for the Warriors in this series.
Okay, so the Warriors have played the Nuggets, which it's just Jokic. I mean, we can't really say Jokic is Jokic, but I mean, the Celtics with the big man and a better team than the Nuggets had this year. Then they go against the Grizzlies. I mean, nobody's terrified of the Grizzlies big guys. There's no big man there. I mean, you had Valanciunas, right, in Memphis?
Jaren Jackson, but that's really it. But I mean, centers they
there was that other guy. They had another center who was really big for them too.
Steven Adams. Was it Steven Adams?
No, it's the other guy.
Well, it was Steven Adams, but he didn't play till near the end. I think he might. Are you talking about Brandon Clark?
It might have been Clark, but he was pivotal for the Grizzlies in terms of size.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there was Steven Adams and Brandon Clark. Jaren Jackson's another big guy. I mean, again, the Warriors haven't faced, other than Jokic, which again, Jokic was. I mean, that was the only guy the Nuggets had. I see Horford being a problem for them. And that's where I think this is going to be a little bit different. I mean, you're going to see Boston slow down play the half-court game, slow down the ball a little bit probably. So, man, this is going to be a good series. I got him in 6. I got Boston in 6. I think Mark said 7. Rock saying Warriors and what?
7.
7. Shemaya, you got any input on here?
Man, I'm about to spice this thing up, all right? So this is what we're going to do.
All right.
So real quick, you listen to Sweep the League, Rudy doing his thing. Let's make this fun, all right? You listen to this right now. Rudy, if I can ask you permission, whoever is a Boston Celtics fan other than Rudy and Mark, listen to this podcast and you share it on Twitter, if they win against the Warriors in this series, I'll treat you to Burger Boy.
Wow.
How about that? Now, if me and Rocky win, this is unfair, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to get you 2 Burger Boys. So I'm going to double it up. So everybody wins in this situation. As long as this is good with Rudy, let's spice this up, man. Y'all share this podcast, share this episode.
I'm all for that, man. A Burger Boy winner, no matter what, a Burger Boy winner. We're good. I'm good with that. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, man. You can do whatever you want. He did mention this is Sweep the League podcast. Rocky, Shemaya, Stats, Rudy Campos, Derek Gervin. He's training, man. Derek Gervin is training Team Gervin, so he'll be popping in here and there with us. But yeah, I'm good with Burger Boy, dude. For sure. Burger Boy to a winner. You just got to share the podcast. Give us some love. That's all we got to really do here. Give us some love.
All you got to do is say who you want to win the series, and Rudy will pick a random person depending on the team you picked, and whoever is right. If you're with the Warriors, me and Rock are going in 7, then you get double. If you're going with Celtics, you get 1. But don't worry, we will make sure you get it. I'll pay Rudy.
I'll do it this way because it'd be fun. We'll do 2 winners no matter what. So I'll throw it in there. We got it covered. We got it covered. Burger Boy, the official, unofficial sponsor of Sweep the League for sure. Big old supporters of us for. So yeah, we'll do 2 giveaways. For the Warriors win, we'll give away 2. If the Celtics win, we'll give away 2.
Yeah, so. Burger Boy's good for the soul, y'all.
Oh yeah. We should probably give it to the losing team too, right?
All right, Rock. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do, Rudy. In addition to that, because I
away the farm.
Right, I got deep pockets.
Hey, Santa, man, Santa's generous this year.
Here's the thing: Mark knows I'm good for my word because I lost a bet with Mark and I had to buy a Green Bay shirt that was right. Like he did. A muscle shirt, basically. So if Celtics win, I will take a picture in a shirt that is a Boston Celtics shirt, and I will basically, show my shame of losing.
Whoa. Okay.
Which Boston jersey? Like, are we talking like?
Oh, no. I ain't that rich. I'm going to get a shirt off of Amazon.
Jerseys, like,
Are we talking like Eddie House or?
No, if I get a jersey, it's going to be a knockoff.
It's going to be a
He's gonna go to Ross real quick.
Look, I'm not going to get food in the official jersey.
We're going to see Shemai roll up in a Dino Roger jersey.
Yes.
But no, I will.
Oh
I will if the Celtics win the series. In addition to the food, I will also get a T-shirt off of Amazon. I'll wear it. I'll get it in advance if it looks like they're about to lose.
Hey, Shemai, if you find a knockoff Michael Petrus Boston shirt,
wow.
will you wear that, please?
I don't think it's such a good idea to wear another team's jersey. I've heard that's been a bad thing going around in San Antonio with something. I don't know.
Well, I won't wear it in public. It'll be a selfie.
Rock, what do you got, man? You were going to say something there.
I was gonna say he should do Brian Scalabrine, man. You know, the legend.
Oh yeah, the legend.
Or a
the
white
red mamba. Oh, was it? No, it was a red mamba.
Was it? Yeah, I think it's the red.
Yeah, the red mamba.
Dude.
What the hell was Matt Bonner though?
Was it Matt Bonner the red mamba? And I think Scalabrine might have been the white mamba.
I don't remember, man. I thought Scalabrini was the red mamba. We got to look that up. We'll figure it out. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, Andy Dalton's the red rifle.
Okay, Dalton. Well, yeah, nobody cares about Andy Dalton. His Christmas story.
I don't know, man. The Saints.
We ain't worried about that guy.
I don't know, man. Saints fans are getting hyped.
It's Saints fans. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
You just give them. You give them a few liquor and beads, and they're hyped for everything.
I forgot he went to New Orleans. Wow.
The Saints are making the playoffs, man.
Now you know why Drew Brees wants to come back, because they literally don't have shit in New Orleans anymore. They're trying to keep Michael Thomas.
Well, it might be better than Drew Brees at this point, though.
Oh, no. If Drew Brees stays retired, Andy Dalton's their best bet. I mean, who are they going to? I'm surprised Jameis Winston still has his fingers after saying he wants to eat a W that one time. I mean, that was the most craziest dumb shit I've ever seen. Speaking of dumb shit, man, Spurs cheesemate, Rock. You got any cheesemate for the Spurs fans out there?
Yeah, dude. Supposedly, I don't know if it's like I seen a report saying from a Cleveland writer that Spurs front office likes Colin Sexton. He's gonna be a restricted agent this summer. He could be one of those free agent players that fans are really, vouching for. You have the Zach LaVines of the row, the Aidens. I want to get y'all's thoughts, man. If we strike out, or as in the Spurs front office strikes out on LaVine and Aiden, would you pursue Sexton? Do y'all think he'd be a good fit?
Stats. I want you to start on this, man.
I think just a lot of people know how good, Sexton is. And, of course, right now he might not be, well, like with his current team, he's kind of taken a back seat to the other guys that have shined there. But I don't see why not. The guy's still young. He's got a lot of potential. If he does go to the Spurs, the Spurs are one of the most trusting systems as far as developing players. So I don't see that being a bad thing at all. And of course, Pop loves, developing these younger guys and getting the best out of them. And those younger guys deserve that type of wisdom and tutelage so that they can get the best out of themselves earlier on in their career. Look at Derek White,
But you're talking about a 6'1" guy, a point guard at that. So then you go back to the problem we had earlier, last year and the few years back. You've got a backcourt of Derek White and, DeJounte Murray. Now you're going to go DeJounte, Colin Sexton. I've seen people talking about this, and this is in the wonderful world of Facebook. Somebody says, trade so-and-so, get Sexton here.
Oh, the armchair GMs.
Armchair GMs, man. And they say you bring Sexton off the bench. And I'm thinking, Colin Sexton is not a guy you want to bring off the bench. He's a starter in Cleveland. He's averaging 16 points a game. That's not a guy. He's not Manu Ginobili, put it that way. He's not a guy that's going to say, I'm going to go to San Antonio to ride the pine when I can stay in Cleveland and be starting next to Darius Garland. There's no reason why I think, we should probably look at him. I get the hype for him. I kind of like it in a way, but I don't see it being a really good backcourt. The only way I see it happening is if you really are moving on from DeJounte Murray and you're landing a massive player in return. Then I could see something like that happen. Now, if you're Cleveland and you want DeJounte and you're looking at that number 9 pick and you say, hey, we're more than happy to give you Sexton and Evan Mobley.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Do you really say, well, I don't know about that? I think, and even at that, with DeJounte's contract with the number 9 pick, considering Sexton is still on a rookie deal, Mobley's on a rookie deal, you could even, if you're the Spurs and you want to get greedy, you could go, I want Sexton, Mobley, and Larry Markkinen. That would be.
I like that haul.
That would be instant, not success, not championship, but that would be instant core right there. Now you would give up the 9th, but you could also maybe get Cleveland's number 1 in return, possibly. I doubt it, but I mean, at 20 and 25, you can still go out there and get some really good players.
God, and you get all that potential in that bundle too. Like Sexton, I mean, he plays shooting guard too. So, I mean, you got Mobley and I always thought Markkinen would have been a great Spurs type.
Oh man, I love Markkinen. I've loved him since his days at Arizona. I've loved Markkinen.
Yeah, I always thought he would have been a good fit as a Spurs player. So, I like that. I like this.
What do you got, Rock?
I was just gonna say, like, even if he did that trade, I just think, as much as I would want to do that trade, I just don't think they would move on from Mobley, just because to me, Mobley's probably their most prized possession right now on the team. Evan Mobley showed what he did in his rookie season. If we get Sexton and say we trade DeJounte the 9th pick, I can see us getting Sexton their pick and Markkinen, because they would probably want to keep, like I said, Mobley, which I'd be fine with, because you essentially get a pick. Sexton, you get another point guard. He is coming off an ACL, which is unfortunate, and it'd be kind of tough. So we'll have to see how that is. But even though fans would be kind of upset, this guy's coming off a 24-point per game season just 2 seasons ago. He's a scorer at will, probably arguably a better scorer than DeJounte, because they have different skill sets.
Watch it. Spurs Twitter going to kick your ass.
Well, I'm just saying they have different skill sets. They have, okay, like DeJounte. You think of DeJounte. What do you think of first? Do you think of defense or offense?
Personally, I think of defense. I mean, I like him for his defense.
Yeah, and there's nothing against DeJounte's game. I'm just saying Sexton has arguably a better offensive game. Is he a better defender? No. But you're going to sacrifice something if you want to get something. That's why you hear, if the Spurs want to move up, they're like real high to top 3. The Spurs armchair GMs are like, well, let's just package the 9th and 20 and 25th pick, and maybe we get to the top 3. No, why would a team want 3 players, for a top 3 pick? So that's just the way I see it. But I mean, they're 2 different players. I wish the Spurs, if they did it, they could just bring in Sexton and not have to move anyone. I could see a Sexton DeJounte backcourt being interesting. Sexton would be the scorer. DeJounte can just worry about distributing, scoring, playing D. It could work. It'd be kind of different to me than Derek White, because Sexton's a more gifted scorer than White. But I mean, you're going to be giving up that defensive end, so it might be a liability. But we have to see. I mean, we could be talking all this, but then nothing happens, and we're just writing in the free agency writing next offseason with three draft picks.
I don't see anything happening, just because. Yeah. I mean, for real, man, I don't see Cleveland doing anything except signing Sexton. He's going to be a restricted free agent, so they can match any deal. Mm-hmm. I have to look at the bird rights. If they have the bird rights, they can go above and beyond anybody else's deal and not get penalized for it. So you're a Cleveland team that was, you're right there in the playoffs. So you really shouldn't have to move. And not only that, you've got the 14th pick in this year's draft. So it's just kind of like you're reloading. I saw the hype. I understand it a little, but as if I'm the Spurs, I'm asking for a shit ton with Sexton in a trade. I mean, yeah. I'm trying to make it almost impossible to get it. Do you really need Colin Sexton? It wouldn't hurt, but I feel if you're stuck at 9, you have 20, 25, you're sitting good. I don't think, coming in, getting a Sexton would be sexy at all. I mean, I think it would just kind of fill a need at the shooting guard position. But again, it comes down to one person, and this one person is going to make it very difficult or open up the floodgates, and that's Lonnie Walker. Nobody knows what the hell is going to happen with Lonnie Walker. Is he going to go? I mean, you've seen some teams that have been talking about he's a $13 million guy a year, and Boston is one of them. It's funny because Boston is at the top of the list when it comes to Lonnie Walker. They're not going to be afraid to pay him the 12, 13 mil a year. So you're talking about a team in the NBA Finals getting a player like Lonnie Walker. As a Spurs, I don't think you match that. And that's where I'm saying if you let Lonnie walk, then you can go get a Colin Sexton and maybe pay, a little over for him. So it's the offseason, man. We're going to have to see what happens with the official NBA offseason starting today, I believe. It's going to be crazy the next few weeks, especially with the draft coming up.
Yeah, it's interesting while we're on the topic of Lonnie Walker. I think the Spurs are going to let him walk. No pun intended. But I think, well, here's the thing, though, that people are forgetting. They're like, oh, do we really want to let him go to a team like Boston? Boston is willing to drop that money off of on Lonnie because he's proven that he's been pretty good off the bench. I think Lonnie is just a really good 6-man type of player. And the Celtics are already at a different stage of competitiveness than the Spurs are. They are a basically near complete team that is ready to contend for a championship right now, as they are right now. So I think they would be willing, like you said, Rudy, they would be willing to drop the 13, 14 mil on Lonnie to secure a 6-man type of guy alongside some of the other guys, the younger guys that they have coming off the bench, just to secure a scoring threat, when Tatum and Brown get tired or they have to rest.
Yeah, I see Boston spending that money. If there are number one guys out there for him, I see him spending that money on a guy like Lonnie Walker. They can afford it. You got Brown, you've got Tatum, you've got Grant Williams, you've got guys that they can go ahead of him and he can, fit in their system. I really think he could fit in Boston's system. He can just be a spot-up shooter. There's no need for him to be a slasher when you have Brown and Tatum, and that's kind of what the Spurs need here. They need him to be aggressive. They need him to be a slasher, get to the basket. In Boston, imagine Lonnie just working on his 3-point shot, sitting on the corner, just knocking him down left and right. I think it fits his game perfectly up in Boston.
Yeah, I have to agree, man. I mean, Ime Udoka's doing a hell of a job over there, and if they pull it out, like you're saying, and they end up adding Lonnie in the offseason, they're only gonna get even better, man. And going back to the Cavs, it's kind of funny what Ime had said, that he was runner up to 3 teams before he ended up eventually getting this Boston job, and he listed Shemaya's Pistons, the Pacers, and the Cavs, man. And I bet you all of them are kicking themselves in the butt for not hiring Ime. It's crazy what he's been doing as a rookie head coach. And even if the Warriors do lose, I'll be happy because Ime from the Spurs tree, it'll be awesome to see, and seeing Derek White, get a chip. So that would be awesome either way. So it's kind of a little bit of a win-win for me, Rudy, if you had to ask, but I'm still going to ride with the Warriors.
Yeah. Mad props to Ime, man, for because remember the Celtics were a mess in the first half of the season. A lot of people forget just how they were right on the outskirts of the playoffs in the East, in the first half of the season. And then they got blown out by the Knicks. And then for the guys to go into that locker room, face themselves, say, we are better than this. We got to turn this around. And for Ime to be able to lead the charge in that is very impressive. Like you said, Rocky, for a rookie head coach, and for him to get to the finals, win or lose, they can hang their hat on this as a successful season.
Oh yeah, man. They definitely can. Well, man, we got finals coming up tomorrow. And it's Thursday night. We got our picks in. Me and Mark are on the Boston train, while Shemaya and Rocky are on the bicycles that are the Warriors. So we're coming to pull into the train station here and get Boston that I believe it's the 18th title in their history. So That would make them the all-time winningest NBA organization, because I think they're tied with the Lakers at 17 right now. So Good job, Celtics. Let's get this W for all the Celtic legends out there. Larry Bird, as aforementioned, Dino Raja, Mark said Michael Petrus. I mean, all these
Antoine
guys.
Walker. Yeah, Michael
Antoine
Petrus.
Walker. Chauncey Billups, man. Who's the former
Bruce Bowen. Yeah. Bruce Bowen.
Was Bruce Bowen?
Yeah.
No, he was a Celtic.
Yeah, he was a Celtic.
I know he was with the Heat. Holy cow, Bruce.
Scalabrini, man. Eddie House,
Wow.
Big Baby,
Oh, screw that guy.
Big baby.
He's gonna get his head knocked off by Jake Paul or whoever the hell he's fighting. One of the Paul Dam brothers.
Kendrick Perkins.
Kendrick, yeah, one of the other Celtic greats, Kendrick Perkins. Can't forget because you guys are way too young, but I go back into the great Kite years and when Bill Walton was, at the end of his career and he just sat on the bench and helped here and there, Larry Bird and Robert Parrish and all those guys. But Celtics Warriors finals coming up. It's going to be a great one. I can see it going 7, but I'm going to take Boston in 6. So that's it, fellas. We talked NBA. We got some cheeseman out there. Everybody got any last words? Rock, you got anything to say to everybody out there?
First off, just be safe, everyone. Just hug your loved ones a little bit tighter. I know it's kind of a sad situation, seeing everyone, see their last days. But today, former Cowboys running back Marion Barber was unfortunately found dead in his Frisco apartment. I know he was going through some, mental issues, and they don't really know what happened. It's under investigation. But my thoughts and all the Sweep the League's thoughts and prayers and condolences to his family.
Yeah, definitely family and prayers and hugs, man. It's a difficult time for Marion Barber. Definitely was shocked to hear that news. Stats, you got anything?
Yeah, just, rest in peace to him and, just hoping for strength and hope for his family and friends, man. It's always tough on the people that they end up leaving behind. And, you just wish them, best of luck and that they keep their head up.
For sure. Shamaya, you got anything, brother?
Man, this was another great show. This is what we do, man. Every single week, we just make it happen.
Every single week. He's right. Every single week we bring the fire, and you don't ever know how the hell the show's going to start. Next week probably start the same way, maybe even a little bit crazier. But yes, definitely prayers and thoughts out to and condolences out to Marion Barber and his family. More news will be coming out, I'm sure, on Marion Barber, former Dallas Cowboy, former Chicago Bear. So for Rock, for Stats, Shamaya, Rudy Campos Jr., letting y'all know that you can find us next week as we sweep the league once again next Wednesday. Don't forget, June 11th, Mike Taylor Barbecue Cook-Off will be out there at the Peacock Center, the Boys and Girls Club over by Woodlawn Lake. So for everybody here, we'll see you guys next week.
I better go later.
Peace out, y'all.